What's up, YouTube? It's Brendan's Blends, and I'm back with another video. And the title of this video is anything that's gonna get me clicks, okay? And I'm gonna keep on doing this until I get clicks, okay? View counts matter. View counts matter to me, okay? So support the boy. Like, comment, subscribe, man. Watch the video, man. But today's topic is a consistent cycle that is America. I was actually getting driven around on the Magic School Bus, aka Uber, but I was getting driven around to my destination, to my place that I was destined to be in. I actually had an interesting conversation with an Uber driver, and it had to basically do with what we call the American dream. When you're young and you hear the American dream, you think the American dream. And it isn't until you get to a specific age where they explain to you what necessarily the American dream is, right? A house, a family, a white picket fence. I don't know why that's the American dream, because personally, man, that doesn't even sound like the American dream, to be honest with you. I think the American dream is gold chains, strip clubs and dollar bills, and you know what I'm saying, and stacks of hundreds and millions. But when you talk about the American dream, that basically is what is explained. American dream or Asian dream. We had an interesting conversation, and that brought me to what I have already thought about in life, and that is basically how the American dream isn't necessarily the American dream. And the real question is, like, if you sit down in a quiet room and you actually think about it, was the American dream ever the American dream? This country and how everything is, everything just moves consistently. If you don't have a job that pays you at least 20 or more, you are in low class. You are prepared to struggle. I remember when I was 18 and I got my first job. To be honest, I never thought that like working and getting a job would give me really do anything. But when I first got my first job and when I first got my first paycheck, it was a different feeling. It was an awakening, because I was with my parents, because I'm 18, I'm an adolescent, okay? If you think I look young now at 18, man, I had barely developed. I was young, okay? I was skinny, I was young, I was short, you feel me? But when I got my first job and I actually put on my work shoes and I went to the grocery store, that is where I used to work at, Safeway. Unfortunately, there was nothing safe about it, because at nighttime people would try to steal from the store, so it should have been called the wrong way or something. I don't know. It shouldn't have been called Safeway. But I think a lot of grocery stores go through a lot of people stealing. Why is there always those people that come into the store and they steal? And it's just like, bro, what did I do to you? Why on my shift? I'm ringing people up. Why are you stealing on my shift, dude? You can steal when the store is empty, bro. Break in or something. But I remember when I first got my first job and I started working at a grocery store, it was a different concept. While standing behind the register, I would ring people up. And being in a grocery store, there's produce, there's frozen food, there's meats, seafood, there's bakery, there's all these things that literally make the grocery store. So the grocery store is basically anything that you can't get your hands on at home. So while ringing people up, there would be times where I had to, put the produce on the ringer, on the scale, and I had to type in the numbers, and sometimes there would be lines. And the unfortunate part about working at a grocery store is that if you're not fast enough, you are going to struggle, okay? When you're at a grocery store and you are not fast enough, and I mean fast at bagging, fast at counting money, and fast at ringing people up, you will have a line that reaches from here to China, okay? This is a fact, okay? okay? The line will get longer. The customers, for some reason, get more aggravated. It's this uncomfortability of working at the grocery store that concerns, or that makes me question what necessarily is the American dream, right? So I got my first job, I was working in the grocery store, and there would be long lines, but as time progressed, I did get quicker. I did get faster at counting money. Ain't really much. You open a register, it's ones, fives, tens, 20s. $100 bills, if it's fake, don't take it. And trust me, some people will come in with fake $100 bills, bro. I'm telling you, just as fake as they chains or whatever clothes they rocking that they think is a designer brand. When I was, at the register, I would go quicker. I was getting quicker, I was getting faster. And it made me understand what my job really was. My job, when you think about the American dream, right? And when you think about how this country moves, most people believe that the 9 to 5 and that the office work and that the bachelor's degree and that Fortune 500 companies, are what makes necessarily this country. But people don't understand that there is a whole bottom level of jobs that are just available, and that keep this country necessarily going. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Okay? Oh yeah, I know McDonald's it's not the best food. It's fast food, okay? But you gotta give it to the fast food workers, man. They're making it fast, and it goes for grocery stores, it goes for retail, it goes for everything that is on the bottom, basically. But without those things running, without people working those things, without people working those jobs, this country would be imbalanced. Yes, I understand. You get the bachelor's degree in quantum physics. You get the bachelor's degree in science, and you go to space, and you go beyond space, and you go under the sea, and you reach the atmosphere. I get it, dude. You get this degree, and you're the smartest person in the world. And you work a job that is paying you more, but that's the thing, they're paying you more. So you wouldn't want that job if it wasn't paying you more. The reason why you have that job is because it's paying you. So if you have that job, the reason why you're working is because it's paying you. It's paying you more than minimum wage. Like, most people see minimum wage and they run from it, and they do it as much as they can to make sure they never have to work minimum wage. And I get it. Why am I working so hard for 2 cents, bro? Okay, like, come on, bro. Like I get it. It's minimum wage, okay? But these companies, like Safeway or Wrong Way or whatever, Speedway, whatever company, McDonald's, these companies, they need to start taking money out their damn pockets, okay? They are stingy. They are stingy, bro. They are stingy because you expect people to be acrobats and do these crazy amount of things for little pay, which doesn't make any sense. And it's what makes the American dream concerning, because you have people coming from Mexico, people coming from, from China, people coming from, Africa, from other countries. And they come to America because they want the American dream. They want that white picket fence. They want that house. They want that family. It's possible to achieve, but when you can't get into college, or when you can't get into some type of trade or some type of certificate because you don't have papers or you don't have your visa, it makes it a little bit difficult, because now you're working for $11.50 an hour. Yes, $11.50 an hour. 2 5s and $1 bill and 2 quarters for 1 hour of your time that you could be using to make more money or to do something else. When you're working for this big company that doesn't care about you, and now your thought of the American dream is basically work, and that's it. You have nothing else to do other than work. When it comes to the American dream, is it really an American dream, or is it just a dream? Is it achievable? Is that why they call it a dream? Because most dreams sometimes don't come true, right? Sometimes people want to be rappers, and that doesn't happen, right? Sometimes people want to be hoop stars, and that doesn't happen. Hoop dreams, rap dreams, they don't happen, right? And they can be rapping for years, and it won't happen, right? When you come into America and you work for years and you don't get the American dream, it's really just a dream, and that's concerning. There was a point in time in this country where I guess the American dream was achievable, right? Where predominantly Caucasian people could achieve the white dream. African Americans were slaves, but they still would try to achieve the American dream. And I hope you guys know, like, the American dream today, you see what it is. You see what it is. If you don't have a Ferrari, if you don't have a Lamborghini, lamb chop, okay? If you don't eat lamb chops at a 5-star restaurant, you're not living the American dream. But if you live a normal life, if you live a regular life, is it really considered the American dream? Me personally, I was born in this country. I was born in 1996. I've had enough time to be able to work and put myself in a position to achieve what I can. Have I still lived the American dream yet? Personally, I don't think so, because it is a dream. Now, is it achievable for me because of the position that I am in? Yes, it is achievable. But this goes to the question as to what I asked when somebody that comes from a different country and doesn't have their papers and isn't legal in the United States, is it even possible, or is it even worth thinking about living the American dream? Well, you know, this country, to be honest, you can be anything in this country. You can be anything in this country, you can achieve anything as long as you put your mind to it. And when I say your mind to it, I mean your mind. Don't go sipping lean and think that you can put your mind to it, okay? You're not putting no mind into anything. The only mind you're putting into is the lean in your mind. That's the only thing that's gonna be in your mind, okay? Drug thoughts, bro. If you think you're gonna live the American dream while doing drugs, bro, think again. Okay, you need to think. You need to go to remedial class or something. Because nowadays, the American dream is only achievable for those who understand that it's not really a dream and that it's really not achievable. You have to break through. And that's why there's people like Andrew Tate. There's people like there's moguls. You know, there's moguls. I actually had the chance of actually knowing a mogul, Joel Thompson. But there's moguls in this country, in this world, that know stuff, that are able to access certain things and live what a large portion of people, even from outside of this country, live, which is the American dream. But like I was saying, this country, you can achieve anything. The American dream is achievable, but it's just a dream. And if you sleep and you dream and you don't go and make it happen, that's all it'll ever be, is a dream. So if you want to achieve the American dream, if you want to live a reality where you don't have to consistently be in this cycle of go to sleep, get up, go to work, come back, and keep working, having to hustle every day, because that's what this country is. This country is hustle every day. I promise you, okay? I promise you. If I miss more than one day at work, I'd be on the side of the road, Harlem shaking for change, bro. Okay? And I'm not even in Harlem, okay? That's how quick $100 can go to $5, okay? Like, expenses are crazy, dude. Like, fruits, bro. Fruits, these are things that you pick from the tree. They're free, and in this country, they cost money, bro. Where do they do that at, bro? And they're not even the freshest fruits, bro. They're not even the freshest fruits. And sour as hell, bro. Like, am I tripping, bro? Like, the American dream, bro. Like, to be honest, I'd prefer to live the Ghanaian dream or something, or the Puerto Rican dream, where the fruits are actually sweeter, okay? But that's this country, bro. If you have money within 2 days, it's gone, okay? So this is the concerning part about, you know, the American dream. And like I said, it is achievable. That was my hot take. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed my hot take, like, comment, subscribe. There's so much more I can talk about, dude. I am an open book, bro. Okay, I'm an open book. I think sometimes I overthink. That's how much I think. But I thank you guys for your support on this journey. Hope you enjoyed this video. You already know, it's Brandon's Blends. I'm out. Peace.